How you doing, everyone? Scott back again. I know it's an absolute treat for you all to have this many videos in so many days. So, well, the story is I'm off this week, so I've got plenty more time to make videos. I'm not running about like a headless chicken and try to do a million things in one day. So, had a nice long lie, had some breakfast, played a bit of PlayStation, played some music at the same time. Very relaxing. So, yeah, it's all good. But in the meantime, while I've not been making videos, I've kind of come up with an idea which could maybe be seen as a bit of a sequel to the Metal Mickey and Jurgen thread that was going about a couple of weeks ago. So they came up with this thread, 10 terrible albums that weren't St. Anger, because in the VC we're guilty of talking about all the things we like, but we never really talk about the things we don't like. So I've kind of come up with a kind of sequel, and it's obviously you can see by the title, it's 10 terrible songs that feature on great albums. So, I mean, in my opinion, a lot of these albums probably could have been near perfect or perfect albums if these songs weren't on it. I've tried not to pick cover songs because that's a bit easy. So, in fact, I might just say not including cover songs. Although I've picked one cover song, so right, okay, just scrap that. But anyway, yeah, it's those kind of songs that come on, you go, oh, see if this song wasn't on this album would be so good, or I wish this song was last so I could just skip it and I wouldn't have to listen to it, I could just lift the needle after the 9th or 10th song. So I've kind of gone through my Discogs list and I thought, you know, these albums could have been perfect or near perfect if these songs weren't on it. So here we go. It's 10 albums, 10 songs. I'll start with Dio and Holy Diver. In many people's minds, the best Dio album. It's not my favourite Dio album. My favourite Dio album is Last in Line, but I could have picked a song off that as well. I nearly did pick a song off that. But I thought I would go with Rainbow in the Dark. I've always hated that song. I've hated the keyboards in it. I've hated the melody. I just hate that song. One of Dio's biggest songs, but it's one that I just cannot stand. So that's my first one, Dio and Rainbow in the Dark. Terrible. Next up, now I'm not a massive Kiss fan, as I showed in the video with the 10 terrible albums. I'm just not the biggest Kiss fan, but I do like a period of Kiss, and that is the 80s period, and this is one of my favourite Kiss albums, Crazy Nights. Obviously, to the die-hard Kiss fan, this is probably a pile of shit, but I really enjoy it. It's kind of got that hard rock, hair metal leanings to it. It's just a fun album. But the one song I cannot stand is Bang Bang You. It's just, it comes over as an album that a lot of the songs were well written, great melodies, great anthemic choruses, but that Bang Bang You, it's just like, let's just try and fire a song in there that's about shagging somebody. I mean, even No 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 could have made it, because that's a pile of shit as well, but Bang Bang You is the one that really annoys me. It's just there for the sake of it. So, Bang Bang You from Crazy Nights by Kiss. Hate it. Next up is an album, again, that I love. It is Warlock's Triumph and Power. Triumph and Agony from 1987. But what a way to end this album with the song Für Immer. It's just this boring, almost ballady love song, and it's, for being such a great album, to end the album in that way, I'm glad it's the last song, because I can just pick the needle up and forget about it. But yeah, I was at work last week, and I've obviously got a lot of these albums on my iPod that I can listen to at work. And every time that song comes on, I just think, oh my god, how boring are you? Skip. So Warlock, For Immer. Next up, another big hitter, Iron Maiden, Somewhere in Time. One of my favourite Iron Maiden albums. This could have been a perfect album if it wasn't for this song. And the song is Heaven Can Wait. I hate it. I hate that song. It's just, and do you know what? It's not even the chorus, not the chorus, the verses are okay. It's the chorus that just does my tits in. Just the heaven can wait, yeah, heaven can wait, yeah, heaven can wait. It's just like, oh my god, crap. And I mean, I'm trying to look, every song on this I love. I do. Apart from Heaven Can Wait is crap. So that is the next one. How many have I done so far? 4. That's number 4. Not that they're really in any order because they're all shit. Again, Wasp, The Last Command. A really great follow-up to the debut. Really enjoy it. I mean, songs like Ball Crusher, Cries in the Night, Widowmaker, I love. The Last Command is a tremendous song. But Blind in Texas is just a rambling piece of crap. Just trying to rhyme words with other weird words, and it's, I mean, obviously it's about being pissed and wondering about Texas, and it tries to rattle off all these places in Texas, and it's just a waste of a song. Doesn't do anything for me. So Blind in Texas, turds. Next one, this was a big single off this album, one of this band's biggest singles ever. Twisted Sister, and the song I've always hated from them, We're Not Going to Take It. I just can't stand it. I've never ever liked that song. Even before I was a big metal fan, it was a song that I couldn't stand. And it's, again, a really good album, but that song is terrible. And I don't know how Twisted Sister could make it so big off a song like that. It's so bad. So We're Not Going to Take It, Twisted Sister. And it's one of their most overplayed songs. They could play any other song from their catalogue apart from that one. But that's the one everyone seems to play. Next up, The Ultimate Sin by Ozzy Osbourne. Another great album, one of my favourite Ozzy albums. Really enjoy it, but there's one song that I cannot stand on this album, and it's Thank God for the Bomb. It's repetitive, it's just boring, it's just dull, and every time I hear it, I just think if you weren't on this album would just be so much better. So that is that one. Now, I had to like kind of put my favourite band in there, Motley Crue. Like I said, I didn't really want to pick cover songs, but in this instance, I had to. Smoking in the Boys' Room. I hate it. I mean, I didn't mind it when I first kind of heard it, but see now, oh my god, I hate it. I mean, I think this is kind of the point where I've been to like a couple of their gigs, and this is the point I'll sneak off to the toilet or grab a beer, because I've just got no time for it at all. I know it was really big for them at the time, and it was a commercial success, but as an actual metal fan, it's a terrible song. It's just laughable, really. So number 9 is actually a newer album, and it's an album I really enjoy. It's from this year. Is it from this year? It's been a long year. Yeah, it's from this year, but it was early this year. It's an album that I always thought would have cheesy lyrics, because this band are known to have their kind of weird cheesy lyrics. And but I was quite surprised listening to this album, because musically it's fantastic. It's probably going to be in a lot of like top 10 lists at the end of the year. But there's one song on this I cannot stand because of the lyrics, and it's from Accept's brand new album, Too Mean to Die. And I've talked about it before, because I talked about it when I first got this album. It's track 3, Overnight Sensation. Talks about, you know, social media and the Kardashians and all that shit, and the lyrics are just crap. And it's not even a good chorus like that. Overnight sensation. It's cheesy, and do you know what? For me, it just doesn't fit the album, because the album was pretty decent, but that one song stood out just to be a howler. So there we go. Overnight Sensation by Accept. And the last one, and a lot of people will think this is a perfect album. But the one song on this album, which is, the album is Painkiller by Judas Priest. The one song that does my head in is Metal Meltdown. I have never ever liked it, because it's generic, it's boring, but most of all, it's just generic. Here comes the Metal Meltdown, run for your lives, can't stop the Metal Meltdown, no one survives. It's just like, it is dull. It's a dull song on a absolutely awesome album. So that is the last one. Painkiller, well, Metal Meltdown off Painkiller. Could have been perfect, just get rid of that song. So there we go. Hopefully you can enjoy this. I really enjoyed going through the bad albums, so I thought I would kind of stick in another video with, you know, going through things we don't like, because we always talk about things that are awesome or killer or this is good or that's good, but there's a lot of albums we've been sitting with for a long time, and there must be songs on these albums that you just think, oh no, not this again, or this is a skipper, or I'm glad this is at the end because I can just lift the needle. Those are the kind of songs on these albums that's what they do to me. So maybe some of you guys can jump in on this. Would love to hear what your comments are. What do you think of these songs? You probably disagree with some of them, you probably agree with some of them, so you can let me know. Until the next time, I will be back very soon with my CD update. Honestly, you're in for a treat this week because I've got so much time on my hands, but yeah, CD update next time, which will be maybe in a few days, and I will see you then. Cheers.